Hello guys, welcome to the software engineering channel. So I have worked with a couple of individuals who are trying to transition into tech, and one of the most confusing inquiry actually is what aspect of software engineering should I transit into? Should I go into front-end development or should I go into back-end development? Well, there are a number of factors actually. It depends on a number of factors. I think there is no one size fits all answer to this. And in today's video, I intend to share all of these factors, one actually, and also share my step by step approach on how I think anyone should make that decision. How about we dive right in, guys? The amount of time you have available to learn is what will determine which area you should transit to, right? Which area you should start off with. And I'm using the word start off very intentionally because an average, an average of 7 out of 10 would usually transition into other aspect of software engineering when they understand the rudiments. Yeah, I feel like Jedi now. When they understand the rudiments of how the whole thing works, right? So it does not mean that you would permanently remain where you start off, but the idea is that you understand how the whole thing works first, and then you can begin to move from one place to another. So what is my approach? My approach usually is for anyone to start off with HTML and CSS. Yeah, start off with those two combos first. What those two combos will do for you is it will help you appreciate how the web works, right? You would understand how Twitter was built. You would know how Facebook was built, but you might never get to build one with HTML and CSS. But however, you would see how they were built, right? And you would understand the basics of the web. So having understood those two combo, I highly would recommend starting off with JavaScript. Right? JavaScript is not necessarily the most simplest, but the most easiest to start off with. It works natively on the browser, so you can actually start coding JavaScript right in the browser. You do not need to set up anything, you don't need to install anything. But if you want to go cozy, you can install Visual Studio Code and begin to learn with it. Right, so start off with JavaScript. Start off with knowing how JavaScript works. And this gives you three advantages actually. Number first advantage is with JavaScript, you can begin to see how programming actually works because HTML and CSS are actually not programming language, but that's a conversation for another day. So JavaScript helps you understand what the true meaning of programming really is and how it feels to write programs. And second is with JavaScript, you can pick up any front-end framework, not necessarily any front-end framework, but the majority of front-end frameworks out there are built with JavaScript. React, Angular, Vue.js, they are all JavaScript frameworks, right? So if you start off with learning JavaScript, you can easily pick up any of those front-end framework and start to work with, right? And if eventually you decide that you want to work on the back end, you can also use JavaScript to pivot into Node.js, right? So, as I said, it depends on time. Say, for example, you have 3 months to learn for whatever reason. Maybe that's how long your runway can hold you for, or for whatever reason it is, you have just 3 months. You cannot go into backend development with 3 months because not necessarily because you're dumb or because it's difficult for you to learn. That's not the point. The point is that there are a myriad of things that you'd have to understand. There are a myriad of concepts that you'd have to understand when it comes to backend development. You have to understand concepts like databases, how databases work. You have to understand concepts like entity relationship. You have to understand concepts like servers, messaging protocols, communication, REST, and the likes. There are just a number of things that you would have to know. So within the space of 3 months, there might be no way you want to wrap all of those around your head. So, but with 3 months, you can start off your front end development journey and you can start to build stuff depending on how much hours you dedicate per day to learn these things. So that's why I said it depends on time. If you have, say, 6 months, for sure, and you do not like pixels, you do not like pulling stuff together on the web, what you like to do is to see how the logic behind the system works, how the knots are tied together on the back end. Yeah, then you should go for backend development, right? That would serve you well. But if you like the old pixels, you like the way your button is jumping from one place to another, you like how the colors are being mixed, you just like the feel of what it looks like, of what your system looks like on the front end, then you should go for front end development. But as I said, most important factor is time. And I think the second of all is what you would actually love to do, right? What draws you the most? For example, for somebody like myself, I yeah, I do quite well on the front end, but I am usually not drawn to the front end. I like the logic side of things. I like to think about how the internals work much more than how the look and feel works. So, hence the reason why I work as a backend engineer. So, that's basically what it is. First is time. How much time do you have? Secondly, it is what draws you the most. What are you most drawn to? And as regards my approach, start off with HTML and CSS, start off with those two combos. Start off with those two combo, and afterwards pick up JavaScript. Don't go looking for Python, looking for C sharp, looking for, start off with JavaScript. Start off with JavaScript and understand how programming works generally. The rule is all encompassing, right? The rule for programming in JavaScript also applies to C sharp, also applies to Python, also applies to Rust, whatever it is you want to write. The only thing that differs are their syntax. So start off with JavaScript, understand how programming works. When you are deepened in the knowledge of how programming works, then you can pivot into other area. I hope this makes sense to you. If you would like to see stuff like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn off your notification bell so you can get the next video when it comes up. I hope to see you another time. Bye.